Alright, what's up guys? Today we'll be reviewing or we'll be making a tier list about all 14 breathing styles in Demonfall. Before we get started, there's two things that need to be said. One, this tier list is my opinion. This is not a 100% perfect tier list that tells you which ones are the best and worst breathings in the game. I feel like you really just need to play the game and figure out which ones are best for you and to your playstyle. And two, this tier list will be PvE only. This will not include the rankings for ranked or PvP. So with that being said, I will be making another video on just PvP, and I will also be shortly uploading tutorials on how to get all the breathings and a show play of all of the moves for each breathing. So with that being said, let's get into it. First, we have mist breathing. Mist breathing is amazing in my opinion. It does good damage. It's just super easy combos. It does have one of the best evasives in the game, and it has a move where you teleport behind your opponent's back. I definitely recommend mist breathing for starters or for noobs because it is just so easy to use. And also, I feel like it's not hard to get. I will be uploading a tutorial on how to get through the maze soon. But with that being said, it's going in uh it can go in a like high A tier. It's really good. Next, beast breathing. With Tokito Clan, it's going in S tier. Beast breathing. Now, beast breathing is so overly hated. It does great M1 damage, one of the highest in the game, as well as it does amazing damage with all of the moves, with all the actual forms, and is so easy to combo with. It also has a move where you can't take damage throughout that move. It's basically an evasive, except you're doing damage throughout that evasive. And also, the combos are just so nice and easy with beast breathing. This is another one. It's really good for starters just trying to grind in the game. It does amazing damage. It's just so easy to use. And also, the only bad thing about it is that some of the moves do have a long time to use the actual form. Like some of them have 1 or 2 second interval from when you activate it to when it actually attacks. But besides that, it's pretty easy to get and it's pretty easy to use. I definitely recommend this. It's going in B tier. You also get a no scathes dual neutrines, which is awesome. Next up, flower breathing. I hate flower breathing. It is one of my least favorite in the game, my second least favorite. It's just, it's not good. It does it does decent damage, but you can't combo with it. The only good thing about it is an Aqueduct Vermilion Eye, where you auto parry every attack you use, but you can only, where you auto parry every attack you block. But you can only use that for like 10 seconds before your whole screen is black. And it also damages you while you're using it. It doesn't have an evasive. It has a really good counter, but I just really don't recommend this. It's super easy to get though, so if you don't have any yin or any demon horns or anything, but you want a breathing style, I guess you could get this. I don't recommend it though. It's going in D tier. Next up, insect breathing. This is the only breathing style I haven't used, but from what I've seen from other people and from what's happened, what I've fought against people using this and what I've seen from that, it's really not good. It does have a decent evasive, but there's better evasives in the game. It doesn't do a ton of damage. I'm pretty sure it does poison damage, but not a lot. It's definitely just not worth it, dude. It doesn't, no, it doesn't do good M1 damage at all. The moves don't do a ton of damage themselves, and they all have long cooldowns for some reason, even though they do no damage. This is worse than flower breathing from what I've seen. Next up, sound breathing. This is another one that's criminally overhated. I loved sound breathing for the time I used it. It also does great M1 damage because of those dual swords. It does have pretty easy combos, and it has one of the better stuns in the game with flash grenade. It's called something like that. Also, or stun grenade. Also, it does have an evasive. It's probably the worst evasive in the game, but it does have an evasive. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy combos. It does high damage. I'm putting it at B tier. Only because it could go above beast breathing, but it's just so hard to get because you do have to find 3 perfect crystals, which took me about an hour and a half to find. So yeah, I'm putting it in B tier. Next up, stone breathing. This is one of the best breathings in the game. It does do 2 times M1 damage. It's super easy to combo with, but for PvE, it's definitely worse than it is for PvP. The It doesn't do good damage on the actual breathing forms, just for the M1s. It also, the cooldowns aren't super long for the breathing styles, but they're longer than they should be for the little damage they do. They all do very good stuns, so I'm pretty sure each move is like a 2+ second stun. So yes, this will be going in A tier. It could be better if it just did a little more damage on the breathing forms. So I'm putting this, actually, mist breathing will go up to S tier, and stone breathing will be at the top of A. Next up, wind breathing. Wind breathing is so mid. When I use this, I really didn't like it that much. It doesn't do great M1 damage. It's basic M1 damage. It also just, the moves do good damage, but there's better stuff in the game. It does have a good amount of range though. It's one of the better ranges in the game. But the moves all have a super long cooldown. I think they're about the same as thunder breathing, which is super long. And also the moves have a long time to actually perform the attack. It's like some of the moves can be 3 whole seconds before the attack actually works. And you're not protected on all of the moves, so they can be cancelled. So for me, wind breathing is going to go to C tier. Next, water breathing. This is one of the best breathings in the game. I definitely recommend this. With Tomioka clan, this can for sure be a S tier, and for especially for PvP. But for PvE, it doesn't do a ton of damage with the actual attack with the actual breathing forms. So it's one of the lowest damage breathings in the game. But the combos are so easy to use. Water breathing is definitely the easiest breathing to get in the game, or easiest breathing to use in the game, but it is pretty hard to get. You do have to do that obstacle course, and it's 2,000 yen to try it. Obstacle course is pretty hard in my opinion. It took me about 3 tries before I did it. So yeah. Also, if you guys want a tutorial on how to get through the obstacle course, then just say it down in the comments and I will, because it can be pretty difficult, especially for starters who haven't played it before and don't know where the traps are. Water breathing will go in A tier. It also has super short cooldown times for the attacks. It would be definitely one of the best breathings in the game, maybe even better than sun breathing if it just had more damage. Next, thunder breathing. Now, thunder breathing, in my opinion, is very mid. Um, it does really good damage, honestly, for the attacks. But here's the thing. It has such long cooldowns. The average cooldown time for it is about a minute. And because of that, you can barely combo at all. The combos are so hard to use. Also, it's just it's just not, there is stuff that does better damage. I really don't recommend it. It's also decently hard to get. So I'll be putting thunder breathing above wind breathing, but still in C tier. Next up, love breathing. This is my least favorite breathing in the game. I do not recommend love breathing at all. I personally hate it. I think it's the worst breathing style in the game. It costs 20,000 yen to get, but the attacks, the breathing forms do barely any damage, and the whip sword makes it super hard to M1 combo, and there's only one combo extender attack that you can use. There's no counters, there's no evasives, and there's nothing to get out of the way of attacks. Same with stone breathing, but stone breathing is just so easy to combo with. Love breathing you can't combo. There's one combo extender, and it's really not good. The whip sword just makes it so hard to actually hit your M1s. I don't recommend love breathing at all. Just don't get it. Please do not get love breathing. Next up, flame breathing. Now, flame breathing for me is a love and hate relationship because it does really good damage. It doesn't have too long of cooldowns, just like 20 to 30-second cooldown times. But here's the thing with flame breathing. Every single attack does a lot of knockback or moves you out of the way. Although it does have a really good counter, it's just The damage is good, but it's just not worth it when you can't combo at all. And it is decently hard to get. You do have to have a demon collar and 20 demon horns. So honestly, I'm putting flame breathing at B tier, above sound breathing, but below beast. Okay, next up, serpent breathing. I love serpent breathing so much. I think it's so underrated. This is what I'm using currently. This is the breathing I've used for the longest time. I got this over sun breathing, and I will take this over sun breathing any day. I love serpent breathing so much. It does amazing damage, as well as has the best counter in the game that does a ton of damage. And you can still combo off of the counter, because the counter barely does any knockback. The moves is just so. I will say this. It is definitely, in my opinion, the hardest breathing style to actually use. It does take a lot of skill, in my opinion, and I definitely do not recommend this for people who have just started the game. But serpent breathing is going in S tier for me, below mist, because I can't put it at the top of S tier, even though I want to. I just can't. It's not there yet. It is 20,000 yen and a demon collar to get, which is decently hard. Also, the moves just, they do have really short cooldowns, but because of the actual difficulty of this breathing and the difficulty to combo with it, I'm putting it at the bottom of S tier. Next up, I don't even need to explain this. Best breathing style in the game, moon breathing. Moon breathing is amazing. It has amazing damage with good combos and good range. It doesn't have long cooldowns. Average cooldown time is like 20 to 30 seconds. And it's just, in my opinion, it is better than sun breathing. I really, really recommend once you hit level 50 on your prestiges, get moon breathing instead of sun breathing. I really recommend it. Even if you do have, only thing I would say get sun breathing is if you do have Komodo clan, because you can level up your breathing way faster because you get that first move for free. Sun breathing is obviously a S tier as well. I don't even need to explain this, but the damage, the stuns, it has absolutely the best stun in the game, Burning Bone Summer Sun, as well as the second highest damaging move. Burning Bone Summer Sun does so much damage. The combos with sun breathing might be almost as easy as water breathing combos. And for PvE, you know what? Since this is a PvE only tier list, I will put sun breathing above moon breathing, because well, sun breathing actually does extra damage to demons. So yes, I definitely do recommend getting sun breathing for PvE actually. But if you're gonna be a PvP only player, or PvP, mainly PvP, then get moon breathing once you're level 50. So yeah guys, here's my tier list. Again, I don't recommend that you only use this tier list to get your breathing styles. Um, Also, if your favorite breathing is low on this list, remember it's just my opinion, so don't get mad at me for it. Also, I will, if you guys want like any tutorials on how to get the breathings, just let me know down in the comments. I will post them. I'll make them short and easy. And yeah, guys, this video. Hope you enjoyed the tier list, and I'll see you guys later.